Major General Al-Sharouf, could you provide us with an overview of the current situation in Gaza amidst the ongoing Israeli military campaign?
I I believe that Netanyahu now is moving in the same plan, which is the plan of the generals in the north of Gaza Strip. This plan of the generals of Israel is aiming to get the Palestinians to leave the Gaza Strip from the north to the south, and those who refuse to go to the south would be subjected to starvation and killing. Second, their goal is to separate the North Gaza from the south of Gaza, and thus they can control the main roads in Gaza Strip, in addition to pressuring the Hamas leaders so as to get them to approve the Israeli suggestions as laid. And Netanyahu also wants to establish a status quo, as he said, of absolute victory to Israel, and he hopes to release any of the captives who are held by Hamas. And if this happens, he would say, I have made a victory. So the Netanyahu victories is the killing and displacement. He considers this his own victory, and Netanyahu now is hoping for an absolute victory. But till now, the objectives that he has set since the beginning of the war till now, the hostages are still there. The people of the north the people of the north of Israel did not go back to their homes, and is expanding the scope of war so as to achieve certain partisan goals, and so as to show that Israel is the country that is defying terrorism, and it is the country that is actually fighting the axis of evil that is headed by Iran. And that's why Netanyahu wants to achieve his own objectives against the other parties by the displacement of the Palestinians and getting the greater Israel, as he claims.
Now, General Sharouf, how are the recent developments in Lebanon influencing the dynamics of the war on Gaza?
In Lebanon, there has been a link between the war in Lebanon and the war in Gaza. That's a basic thing, and therefore, consequently, in Lebanon, the bombardment of Israel still continues. It continues all the time, and therefore, till now, the Israeli settlers did not go back to their areas in the north of Israel, but they are still fleeing from the north to the south, and this is a great burden and pressure on the Israeli government. So Netanyahu wants from Hezbollah to be pushed back to the Litani River, and he wants the area between the Blue Line and the Litani totally disarmed, and to have international forces in them, and to get the return of the Lebanese army to this area. And the more crucial point for this whole thing is to allow the Israeli army to interfere openly, one way or the other, into the Lebanese territories, so as Lebanon wouldn't have sovereignty over these areas when Israel wants to intervene. This is the occupation army. This is what Netanyahu wants from Lebanon, but Lebanese cannot approve this, and the Lebanese are going to approve the resolution 1701, though Israel wants to amend that resolution.
Yes,
so the war still continues.
Yes, General Sharouf, briefly, I would like to ask you the return of Donald Trump into the scene and to the White House presidency. How do you foresee any changes in the American foreign policy that would really reflect on the Palestinian cause?
believe that the two parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, they have the same policies on the Middle East, though there is a difference in tactics. But for Trump, Trump has got a little bit a different policy, and he wants to implement his own deal of the century, and he wants to implement the Abrahamic peace, and he has tried that, but he didn't succeed in this when he was in power. So maybe Trump believes in deals, and maybe he wants to have a deal with Israel or with some countries, but this will all be on the expense of the Palestinian people. I don't believe that Trump is fully supportive to Israel, but so far the regional countries and the Arab countries are against normalization with Israel unless a Palestinian state is established and self-determination is allowed to Palestinians. Therefore, Trump, I believe that he will be forcing some parties to a ceasefire, and all of this will be for the benefit of Israel in the end.
General Al-Sharouf imposing issues and imposing things did not really bring effect or the effective results that he wanted in his first term. General Sharouf, we thank you so much for being with us and for your insights